Yeah. Welcome to West Coast We Active podcast, number one independent podcast in the world. I need you to go to WestCoastWeActive.com, number one independent website in the world. Why, you ask? Because it's me, Big Silencer, DJ Heavenly, Jaron Draws, and the whole family. Tune in, stay active, don't miss out, get some merch, freshen up. Summertime's coming. We need to stay busy. Much love to y'all. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, do all that good stuff, and get at me. Yeah. Man, tonight we got Jeffy O. Jeffy O, how you doing, my brother?
Chilling, man. And I gotta say that was probably the dopest little intro I've ever seen in my life, man.
Oh,
Fire.
yeah, that's that NFT Jaron Draws, 14-year-old. He's my engineer of the show.
Mhm.
He drew that whole thing for me, and he's like, "Hey, you want to make a video to it?" And I just did a little voiceover cartoon, and then and I like to give the audience what they want from the people, man. And tonight we got a promoter, music promoter, and we got an entrepreneur in the cannabis industry, and it's an honor to
Yeah.
have you, man. How you doing tonight?
Chilling, man. It's been a hectic week, but we here, bro.
Yeah, hectic weeks turn to strong weekends.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I know I was introduced to you. Actually told about you through my wife Heavenly. She knows you from the music game and everything
Hey,
like
shout
that.
out to Heavenly.
You know what I mean? You do a lot of shows. That's why I brought you on here, man, because I'm a hip hop artist, and I'm trying to get other people involved in the music scene as well. So, you want to give a little bit of enlightenment to the people about what goes on behind the scenes and how you got into it, where you come from. Actually,
Ooh,
let's start from your humble beginnings of where you come from and how you got into the music game.
word. Well, to take it way, way back, I grew up in Piru, California. It's a small town on the border of the Ventura and LA County line. Um, and I was really invested into the graffiti scene growing up. So I got into a lot of trouble doing that. Um, and I ended up finding, as you know, like graffiti being one of the elements of hip hop, I was, very close to the hip hop world growing up. So I ended up transitioning my life into that. Started as an MC. Um, the Gutted Cigar actually started it as a crew, uh, five MCs and a DJ. And I was very blessed and lucky to be able to get in on the ground floor and do a lot of things musically. Throughout my time of doing that, I got to travel the country. I got to do everything on the business end as far as signing with the label and getting to know the business side of things more. And throwing shows was honestly just something in the back pocket that I would do to kind of just get the homies together every so often. You know what I mean? I was already doing shows in LA and around the country, bouncing around. So every so often I would throw shows, and one day it just became a full-time thing. You know what I mean? I can't really explain it. It's one of those things that just happens, and you got to take what you have and run with it. You know what I mean?
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. So would you say that you just got tired of the bullshit, like getting told to pay and play, getting told to do this and that, and you got to, or were you just like, I want to get the homies up on game, and you just start doing your own thing?
uh,
What was the breakthrough to start doing shows?
Not necessarily, because again, like I said, I was very fortunate, since because I started emceeing about 16 years old. Um, and I was sneaking into the airliner in LA, before I was old enough to get in there, and I had a residency. Shout out to Urban Underground, the homegirl Gigi, DJ Leviathan, all of them. Um, but I was very lucky, man. Like again, for a quick example with the airliner, I had my name on the marquee before I was actually old enough to get into the club. You know what I mean? I was very lucky to place the right steps. I got to do all the major festivals from South by Southwest, A3C. You know what I mean? Seen 26 states in the U.S. off of this music shit. So I wouldn't even accredit it to the struggle of an artist. Like I was very fortunate enough to accomplish a lot of goals that most MCs would kind of kill for. You know what I mean? Um, but it was more of soaking up game, bro. I got to see a lot of the way that promoters would do things, and just the business and always kind of fascinated me. And you know this as an independent artist, you are your team for the most part. You are your own manager, you are your own videographer, producer, engineer. You know what I mean? You start kind of picking up skill sets that relate to, you know, the making of the music. And sometimes you get lucky and you find one that you could pride yourself in, you know what I mean? And that was event organizing for me. So I thought it was cool because I was able to take the shows and really bring the community together, do other stuff like, you know, giving back to the community from the camp food, toy drives, relief efforts. Shit, we've done women empowerment events, anti-gun violence events, you know, things that we stand for on our personal, with our personal morals, and bringing that into the creative outlet. You know what I mean? The making of music and just kind of maintaining that love for the culture because it's bigger than emceeing, it's bigger than DJing, b-boying, graffiti, the four elements. It takes the entire community to keep scenes afloat. And in California, especially, we have different pockets of scenes that kind of all hold hands in the upbringing of hip hop in California. You know what I mean? So shout out to San Diego, LA, the IE, Orange County, the 805, Bakersfield, all the way up to the Bay Area and everywhere in between, man. Like we have so many pockets of scenes that you can learn from if you pay attention. When as an artist, when you go to these shows, pay attention to the way they set lineups, pay attention to the way that they marketed the event with their flyers and their content, things like that. Um, it's fascinating stuff, bro. So in short, I'm just fascinated by the whole lot of it.
No, that's dope as fuck, man. Hey, we actually have a lot in common, G. That's some trippy shit because and you know it's good that I have this network actually, West Coast Reactive, man, because I'm getting everyone together
Mm-hmm.
and you know we're bringing people like you on board and like my goal, you know, you're up there in Oxnard and stuff like that. It's good to reach out, man. Now you're on the reservation, you're fucking with me. You know, I'm from an Indian reservation in San Diego.
Okay.
But at the same time, when I was underage, I was backstage behind the airliner listening to my music being played. I had homies
Mm-hmm.
performing my shit up on the stages that we were recording in my studio, and it was trippy because I never met you, dog. And like I was smashing with Gigi and fucking Leviathan back in the day,
Hey,
like, going hard, selling tickets, rocking shows. Like my name was up on that damn marquee one time, you know what I mean, with some big names and shit. So
true that. And yo, man, that was a really good period for hip hop too. Everything Urban Underground was doing. It's crazy because I have a hard drive full of like old footage from back then. And I like when I go back and watch this footage, I trip out. I see artists like Gavlin and all these like big names in Southern California that were ciphering on the back patio. Like if you know the airliner, you know that back patio where all the freestyles cracked was honestly sometimes the best part of these shows.
right.
You got to network and rub elbows. So we've probably crossed paths, bro, because I was there damn near every Friday, bro.
That's crazy as shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we did, and like it's a shame. Like even my lady said it's a shame that no one ever introduced us sooner. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people in this hip hop industry try to keep great people apart. They don't, you know,
Mm,
they're like, maybe I could do this, and then they can't. But it's better to bring people together like us because we can make some shit happen.
true, true. Hey, I couldn't agree more, man. It's pretty dope to see where we're at now, though. Back in the day, it was kind of clicked up, and you know what I mean. You kind of had to really earn your stripes in the different scenes in order to kind of even have a fighting chance. You know, these days we're more willing to open the doors and give people a place to showcase this, to build the features, to do this, and see everybody kind of coming together. Like in 2022, it's fucking beautiful, man. Like the Cali scene is definitely like advancing in all those fucking areas. The showing love department, you know what I mean?
No, most definitely. So, are you still making beats and making music and stuff like that?
I still write, just but that's more of like a personal thing. I really don't have an interest in marketing myself as an artist,
Hmm.
but I do manage a couple artists and kind of help them with the, I guess, just the development of their artistry, helping them bring their ideas to life. Again, in my 12 years of doing this, I soaked up a lot of game and just seen like just different ways to do stuff. So a lot of times it's easier to uh, kind of pinpoint things from the outside looking in. So a lot of times you could see something in an artist that they don't necessarily see in themselves. You know what I mean? Or kind of build on their ideas and help them. You know what I mean? So shout out to Mark Ford, Mike Bless, and OG David James. three very fucking talented artists that again, like we just kind of move as a unit, you know, and they killing it.
Yeah, shout out to the homies, man. It's all about teamwork, you know. Like I had a homie October London. He said it took like 14 people to get him to where he's at today. You know, it takes,
True.
it takes my whole family. We're like an army. We move as a unit. It's 5 people. All of us
Mhm.
move as a unit, and we get shit done.
Yeah, I dig that too. I gotta give you credit for that, G. You know, you got your wife holding shit down, you holding shit down, and your son. Like that's just that already off top. Like that's I think something we all strive for. You know what I mean? To have
Yeah.
like a family, a sense of family within our companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I grew up tribal too, so it's like everyone. We always try to keep our reservation real tight knit. You know,
Hey,
like nobody's allowed to come in and out. So I mean, I guess that's just how I was raised. You know, like it's better that way. You know, I tell the kids like these people aren't gonna be around for you that long. You know, these friends, all that. I mean, friends are good, but it's better to. I try to keep acquaintances. You know what I mean? Like people that
true.
you take yours to your family. You go live your life. I take mine, and we all live our life. But we all when we come together, we're great.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like I don't have to call you every day, but when you need me, hit me up, and we can make it happen. You know what I
true.
mean?
True.
Still the same person 10 months down the line.
That's dope, man. That's a really beautiful way to look at it too. Like we come together, make some shit happen, and take it home to your fam. Like, I mean, I guess that is what we all do at the end of the day. But to see that be your focus is just such a. It speaks volumes about you as an individual. You know.
That's why I got you on here, man. I mean, I see you doing so much for other people, and that's like my passion. I love doing for others. You know what I mean? Like I do for. I'm gonna make my son a superstar. He's gonna be a millionaire before he's 18. That's my goal. You know,
Hey.
my wife, same thing. She's number one publicist manager in the world right now. You know, it's just she's working for big names, people that you like, are just insane. You know, when I was an average cat and I would have heard those names, I'd have been like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so it's just trippy how you get older. Like the airliner was so long ago when you say that. I'm like, the airliner? Man,
Yeah.
that shit was legendary, bro. That was like some of my best damn times when I was just rocking those stages, you know? But
True that. That's where we all kind of developed our style, bro. Like we got to play. If you were there for that, like you had everybody. Because at that time, like we had other spots, like in LA, especially like the Second Street Jazz Club and all these
right.
places that were doing events. But where it really fucking boiled down to was again the airliner, bro. Everybody was there, and again, like I trip out now looking back at those old tapes that I mentioned. There's people in these videos that I didn't realize at the time that that was, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's so and so, that's so and so, that's so and so. I know them on a personal level now, but back then we were just all hungry rappers looking for a leg in this game, you know?
Yeah, and there were so many legends falling through right there that were putting us up on another status because if you were dope opening up for these acts, you really got the crowd. And that was the great part.
True, true.
And then you had Leviathan. He was a beast DJ, man. He'd always be
Hey,
rocking. You know what I mean? If that shit went out, you could freestyle. And he'd be right there getting ready behind you, and he'd bring it right back in. He was down, dog. That was crazy shit.
true, true.
Hip hop, man. Let's talk about the 420 community though. How you rocking in that right now? How you feeling?
As far as the 420 stuff, I love it, bro. It's honestly just that is the essence, and I think a lot of people trip out because when they hear the name the Gutted Cigar, they a lot of times think, "Are you guys a dispensary? Are you guys like?" So honestly, it was a name that I cooked up when again I was doing the rap thing, and like it was a again I wouldn't even say that I'm involved in the cannabis community like that. Like I am to my own degree, but at the same time, the essence of what I do is the shows. So if I could say like what my position in fucking the cannabis world is I give you guys a place to smoke, man. Like
Yeah.
that is it. I on a fucking month to month basis, I give you guys a place to kick it and smoke weed, and that is just another bonus. But we did just drop our TGC Shatter, which is available exclusively at CBD Remedies in Bakersfield. Which I've been wanting to do that for a hot minute. Like we have our pre-rolls on the way, so we are finally really starting to release our branded products in the cannabis world, which is dope. And as of right now, they've just been making a huge fucking impact. So gotta love it, you know.
Yeah, how's that going for you? Like what are some of the challenges that you're facing building your products and your brand?
The legality. One of the things I always said is I didn't want to just put out a product that was just, you know what I mean, I mean, anybody can get their hands on some weed and resell it. You know what I mean? I wanted to make this all me, and I was very fortunate enough to tap in with some people that helped us do that. You know what I mean? So as of right now, it's available in one shop exclusively. And I want to see how that goes. As of right now, it's making like a huge buzz, but it is a new product, so it's kind of hard to tell if that's going to maintain that buzz, or you know what I mean.
I'll keep
Um,
word,
yeah,
man.
with the product, I mean, and I'm sure you know this. Like when you drop like a new shirt, it might be a hit right when it comes out, but is it going to maintain that hype months to years down the road? You know, and that is the goal. So eventually, once we kind of see the buzz and see, I guess just the promise in the product, then we'll start shopping it around more. But yeah, man, it's just again, it's a cool thing. It's a I love my life so much because it's just a series of stuff like that all kind of tying together. You know what I mean? From the cannabis stuff to the community stuff to the show stuff to even doing stuff like this. You know, sharing knowledge and helping people where we can help them out. It's all just a melting pot of fucking dope. You know?
Yeah, and good dope.
Yeah.
Uncut, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the good part of that's why I do this, man, because I've been you know, I've had troubles with shows, all that, you know, I've been up and down, you know, I've sold the tickets, I've been on many stages, I've opened up for legends in the game.
Hmm.
But you know, there's artists that are still struggling and trying to figure it out, and like how long can you really go on for before you know you get burnt out? You know,
True
before
that.
you're like, damn, this shit's just too much for me. You know, I see a lot of people that just give up. You know, like even people that we were opening up for over at the airliner, they're not rocking like me. I feel like I've outran a lot of people, dog.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, no disrespect, but it is what it is. And I know the challenges in the weed game, and I know how hard it's really been
yeah,
to come up in this shit, and like even to get the legalization and all that. You know what I mean? Salute to you, man. Salute to you and all you're going through. You said one shop, and that's a big milestone, bro.
yeah,
Salute.
yeah.
I remember when I got my first T-shirt in the smoke shop. And
Hmm.
I seen it hanging right there, and I was like, "Oh man, this is it." You know, I was like, "That's it. All I need is that now." And that now that is like multiplied by many, so it's insane, dude. Like,
True, true. And again, the weirdness about the cannabis game is that the laws are constantly changing.
right?
Um, they're always going to try to, I guess, just keep things to a certain standard as far as laws and shit go. But it's cool to see everything. I didn't just roll it out on some like, oh, we're not there yet. It was like it happened at the right time. You know what I mean? So that's I guess the dopest part about it was sometimes it's better to wait instead of just pushing a product out. You know what I mean? Because this is something again I've been talking about since the day the crew started. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the gutted cigar. How dope would that be on a little pre-roll? You know what I mean? Our little blunt characters. How dope would it be for them to be on a jar? Or how dope would it be for this to be a little cartoon or a little? So timing is everything, I guess. To sum that up.
No, hey man, shit. I know, and especially being independent, you don't got no private investors. You don't got people back.
Mm-mm.
You got family issues. Stuff pops up. Money disappears. Money comes. Money goes. I know how the world runs, man.
Yeah.
I've been struggling. I'm still out the trunk, out the house with it, man. You know, West Coast Reactive. I was on a balcony, probably spracked out my mind, and I seen the damn sign, and I came up with the logo, and I fucking, you know, and
Hmm.
this shit's still rocking 12, 15 years later. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So don't
that's
ever
dope.
give up on your dreams, dog. And now I'm chilling with an entrepreneur in the game doing his bud products. You know what I mean? Maybe I could
Mhm.
get some of your products on my show
Oh,
and
for
do
sure.
a review and like
Hey,
really give the people that honest opinion.
that'd be dope, bro. I would fucking love that.
Maybe a sick little sponsorship. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Dog.
Hey,
That's how you go. And my homie, shout out to Money Grip Rob, the Filter Factory.
hey,
He could augmented reality all your products, all your packaging, make it
yeah,
more funner for the audience. You know, when they see that packaging and they scan it with the code, it pops all a cigar guy pops out.
true. Hey, that's dope that you know Money Grip too, man. Like
Oh,
that's
you
my
know that one?
guy, bro. That's my guy. Shout out to Money Grip. Shout out to Drea. All the Fresno folks. All the people coming. Like, yeah, bro. He's we've done a few events with him.
Well, that's a gold mine right there, man. You got to stick to these people, and that's why I'm giving these shout outs because the circle is. is inevitable. Like you could keep going and going and going, and it just keeps rolling, man. And I think it can help the company grow. You know, they say that augmented reality is like 70% more sticks in the mind more than a regular promo.
True, true.
So, where do you see it all going right now?
As far as the company or the cannabis stuff?
The company and the cannabis. I mean, it's all coming back to you.
Well, see, right now, I guess our real focus is the events. And as you know, we kind of had to put things on the back burner for the whole COVID stuff, and things are really starting to come back. This last year, we saw shows make a return and go from having restrictions and restrictions and restrictions to finally getting back to where we can kind of push things to the full potential. Um, so we're really focusing on moving around, tapping into these different pockets of scene. We did just lock in our first West Coast tour since COVID fucking ended. So just to make that announcement right here and now, you guys are getting an exclusive. But we're gonna be moving around with Bashan, Roxy, a Stone's Throw, and one of my artists, Mark Ford, in July. So that is our next string of moves. We're gonna be going from California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Arizona, Utah, and I believe I mentioned everything. But yeah, just the entire West Coast and some of the westward, more inland states. But yeah, bro.
So, is this with your crew? Is hip hop crew that you're talking about?
Yes, sir. The Gutted Cigar. So
Damn, bro. So you're really dedicated with this crew. Okay, so that I'm messing up here. Okay, so your real passion is to make it with this hip hop shit. Like
um,
you love rocking stages. You enjoy this.
I do, I do. I think my goal is to kind of build more communities. One of the things, because I love moving around, I do event management, tour management, things like that. So I love creating like a safe space for people to showcase the hip hop and get more of an intimate feel. Um, but one of the things I did realize is when you're moving around like that, you really don't have the time to dedicate to like every city. You know what I mean? Like in Oxnard, we're able to do all our camp food drives, or you know what I mean? We have like a monthly like house in the city where people come together, showcase the art, network, et cetera, et cetera. But when we go to like a city like LA, we're not there all the time, so we can't build like a permanent home. So that is the goal, is to keep adding to the team and kind of establishing homes that give people a positive outlet, but where they can grow, man. Because again, being the airliner, bro, again, we're gonna keep going back to this, but this was a place where we really started to find ourselves as artists. You know what I mean? This is a place where we were all making a little bit of money. We all, you know, had a place to network and build, a place to sharpen our skills on stage, just really get a sense of the business. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to bring that essence everywhere and give it a home. So again, with the tours, it's basically us getting our feet wet in different cities and seeing what that city needs, what that city could use, how we can incorporate the locals, and not only incorporate them, but give it to them. You know what I mean? Like give you guys your own little bit of what we have in Oxnard. You know what I mean? That makes moving around easier for artists. That makes, you know, just everything that we do significantly easier. Having connections for everything you need, from printing merch to web design to videography to event planning to, you know, this is all stuff that like tools we have. And again, with all these different pockets in California, especially holding hands and kind of helping each other up, it's important that we kind of hone in on that, man, and give it a permanent home. You know what I mean? So um yeah, bro. I don't know if I answered that right, but yeah.
I'm tripping the fuck out right now. You got such ambition and such goals, man. That's a big move right there. I mean, like, is everyone in your crew as dedicated as you?
Probably more so.
More
Again,
so,
I love to talk. I love to be out there and be like, boom, 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 boom. This is what we do. But
right?
if it wasn't for Irie Apparel, Mike Bless, Mark Ford, Slimer, all the homies at ASR, the Money Tree, all these different entities that come together and really help each other push that shit out and keep each other level-headed in the process, because I feel like that's key. Um, Arrogant leaders lead to cliffs, you know what I mean? So to keep each other level and really start adding on, the team is, again, just more so important than myself, in my opinion. I tell these fools every day I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, or doing it as avidly, as fluently, if it wasn't for the people behind me.
Yeah, because that must take a lot of planning and a lot of building just to be mentally ready to hit these states and leave your home and go
Oh
ready to
yeah,
build, like you said, building a new home. All you really need to do is get one person in each state, all these
true.
people that you're going to, and have them ride for you, man. That's it. Like you said, and believe in what you just told me right now. You turned me into a believer just by that little speech you gave me right now.
Yeah, bro, you got to give people their flowers, man. And I think we all know what it's like to have worked with the wrong people. You know what I mean? We have all had somebody on our side at one point or another that weighed us down, and we didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? So when you find the right people, it's important to, again, keep them highlighted, man. Keep that spotlight on them. Let them know that they're appreciated, man, because they do the same for me. And again, I feel like that is the main source of inspiration, man. Sometimes the shit can be overwhelming, but when you have somebody there going, "No, bro, you're doing good," blah blah blah, blah, and give you the speech, or even give you the tough love when you need it, is fucking key, man. Like, the right people around you can create fucking magic.
Yeah, yeah, I love reality checks. I love being told I'm doing
Mm,
wrong. I love that shit. That's what I thrive for, man. Because ain't no one perfect and ain't no one the best. You know what I mean?
facts,
You could always be better every
facts.
day. So we're growing out here, man. We're young. How old are you, G?
I'm 31.
31, man. You're 2 years younger than me. You are a young king with a gray head on his shoulders. If anybody wants to call in and say what up to Jeffy, yo, the number is on the screen, 626-569-8299, 626-569-8299. Say what up to the homie. Give him some love.
Hey,
This man deserves his flowers. I didn't know this about you, man. You
yeah.
really got it going on out here.
It's taking everything, again, like I said, as you go about your artistry, you tend to pick up new skill sets and things. And some of them you create a whole new love for, man. Like, again, you know this as an artist, you're like, my my goal is the music. But then you pick up the podcast, you're like, damn, like, I love this just as much as I love the music. You pick up making clothes and everything that you guys do, and you want to perfect them all. You know what I mean? Or at the very least, spend enough time with them to where they're to your liking. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to half-ass anything they do. Nobody wants to go out there, make themselves, look bad, anything like that. So you got to make sure that you spread everything out evenly, give everything the attention it needs. And but yeah, it's all about bringing all these things that we learn together, man. And at the end of the day, like, it just gives you another hobby, another something to be proud of.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, since you're a cannabis man, are you an
Hmm.
indica or are you a sativa man?
Indica. I stay the fuck away from sativas, bro. Stay the fuck away from, bro. Those things are the devil, man. But I'll be honest, there are a couple strains of sativas that I can manage, but for the most part, I feel like I drink a pot of coffee when I smoke those. I'll be sitting there jittering, fumbling my words, just ain't the move, man.
No, most definitely. I'm an indica man myself. Do you smoke wax or you just on the tree?
Every so often I'll sprinkle wax in my blunts. I'm not really a dab dude. I don't like to have to remind myself to breathe. You know what I mean? Sometimes you smoke a dab, that shit takes your fucking lungs away, So I'll sprinkle it on blunts, or you know what I mean? Things of that nature. But I love it all, bro.
No, that's what's up. I'm a dab. I'm a dab person myself. That's why I said if you got that shatter and all that, I'll review it on my show and I'll take a fat rip on here.
Hey,
Yeah, I love dabbing, man. That's like my thing. I'm fucking a dabaholic. My lady's like, no, tell them how much you really love them. She's like, for real, I'm a dabaholic. I smoke I sit here on an ounce just pulling out of my ounce of fucking wax all day.
yeah. Well, see, if you got the lungs for it, dabs are fire, bro. But I've been smoking since I was like 13 years old. I'm, again, 31 now. My lungs aren't what they used to be. I know that. So, uh, yeah, bro. I'm more of a casual smoker these days. Like I smoke, at shows or at the crib, but I'm not sitting out there fucking, hey, let me test how much weed I could smoke. Like I've already tried to fucking test my limits enough times over the years. I know how much I can handle. So yeah,
No,
these days we just chill and burn, bro.
yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't sit there smoking all. I should rephrase my. I don't want to sound like I'm just sitting there smoking. I work all fucking day, people. I do
Mm,
not stop. I run multiple businesses,
yeah,
so
yeah,
when I smoke though, take me a nice little dabberoo.
there you go.
You know what I mean? Um, so what's next for you, man? Other than, are you trying to get into more shops other than the shows? Are you just is this show stuff taking up most of your time right now?
Um,
I
I
should
mean,
ask.
I had a baby about like 3 months ago, so I had to take some time off from the shows. So now that things are back in motion, we're filling our calendar on that end. So that is taking up a good majority of the time. Um, but we are bringing our merch line back. We again just got the cannabis products up and running. So branding, we're really focusing on the branding of stuff and again, kind of doing all the things that we wanted to do, but couldn't really take to their fullest height because of COVID. You know what I mean? That shit really set a lot of companies back. It was harder to get your hands on T-shirts and printing materials, and just certain fabrics. Like it affected us in more ways than we like to admit. But now, again, now that things are kind of starting to flourish again, um, it's really doing all the stuff that we kind of had to put on hold. You know what I mean? I feel like we're still playing catch up even after a whole year of knocking out shows. After um, there's shows that I had booked pre-COVID that we couldn't do that we're barely getting around to putting on the schedule again. You know what I mean? So it's like we're still playing catch up, which is a good thing because again, now that shows are back and a lot more creative outlets have popped up, we're able to really bring these things to life and like honestly surpass expectations. You know what I mean? So um, again, we're bringing our 805 beatdown series back. So the producer battles are coming back. The touring, we're starting to move around again, instead of just kind of staying at home base. And really just utilizing what we have. You know what I mean? Again, all our artists are working and dropping, so they keep me busy on the management tip. Shit, my artist Mark Ford, this fool will drop like 4 or 5 projects in a year, like full on albums, and with a video to match each record. And he's moving his units and shit in Japan and like overseas type stuff, and constantly got features going. The homie Mike Bless the same. OG David James is that kid's gonna be a fucking star real soon. I put my fucking name on it. But the artists keep us busy. So yeah, it's a whole lot of it all. You know what I mean? But again, it's like I said earlier, learning to give everything the time that it deserves. It's finding that balance while also being a new father and having everything going on in the personal life.
Congratulations on the newborn, my brother. Congratulations.
Appreciate you, man.
What's the name?
Milo.
Oh, so it's a boy.
Yes, sir. Name
Uh,
Milo G.
Another king in the world, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and the lady. So I want to know, dog. Can I be a part of your team? This team that you're growing out here. I'm out here in Los
Oh,
Angeles, the
absolutely.
San Gabriel Valley. Lace me up on a little bit of game. We could get this ball rolling, man. Because I miss doing shows, and the
Oh,
way you talk about it is kind of bringing that spark back to me.
mhm.
I mean, like, I don't know why I lost my passion for that shit with just all the bullshit, like you said. Like you too many people use you and too much crazy shit. But
True, true. Look at bro. First to answer your question, yes. Secondly, I'm going to put you on the spot now. June 25th, are you down to rock with a lighter shade of brown in Oxnard?
hell yeah, Arx, let's get it.
Hey, so there you go. But where was I going with this? Yeah, that's the essence of building, man. Again, it's finding like-minded people who are out there and have different things to contribute to this. Because again, it makes it easier for artists to be able to, take their career to the next step when they know where to go. We have social media now, so it's a lot easier than when we were coming up. We actually had to drive to venues and see if we would get booked.
Right.
We had to know these promoters personally through word of mouth, or however. We didn't have social media the way that we have social media now. It's not as easy as sending a DM, or you know what I mean. But now that we have these, it's kind of finding the reliables. You know what I mean? Because it's cool to find a dope engineer. It's hard to find a consistent one. You know what I mean? It's things like that. So again, finding like-minded people, and helping them get this established in their hood, so we can all kind of fucking build each other up, send artists back and forth, and yeah.
See, that's where I come into play because I'm the music man. I am the man with multiple music studios, music producers, engineers that are always on call, ready to go, with multiple, like over 15, 20 years of experience.
That's the
Um,
that's beautiful.
I know we're not too close. Oxnard's a little trip, but if your people ever need engineer work, they could always send files back and forth, and they could get the stuff mixed and mastered properly, and they could have it back radio quality.
That is
Um,
true.
I'm gonna give you a plug with my boy Dilda Respect and Jesus. They're a brother duo out of Montebello, California. Uh,
So
that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you don't have an engineer, if anyone needs an engineer, they're the best, dog. I've
no,
never experienced. They know how to make music sound hip hop,
true.
and it could get on the radio. My song's on the radio right now every Friday on Cadillac Radio with Snoop Dogg. So
Hey,
that,
that's what's up, man.
that's proof in the pudding.
But you see that though, that's something only experience will get you, is actually getting out there and connecting with people, finding out who's reliable. Because like I said earlier, a lot of times, more often than none, we end up working with the wrong people, or we'll go spend money somewhere and we'll leave and we'll be like, nah, I could find better. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that these people won't get there one day, but to build contacts, I guess is what I'm getting at. When only getting out there and getting to know these people and working with them will you find the right contacts. So that is valuable information to be able to share with younger artists. You know what I mean? It saves them the worry of having to go out and hunt, so they can focus on their craft. You know what I mean? And we're providing a service by doing that. I've never been one to withhold knowledge from people. You know what I mean? I'm more about, you know, uh the homie Locus Luciano said this one time. He said, knowledge that isn't shared is fucking wasted.
Mm.
And I wholeheartedly believe that. Same with contacts, sharing contacts. You could be, if, like, you're helping out your contacts, the contacts you share, by sending them more business, by sending them like-minded people who can help them grow, things like that. It's all about just plugging people in, man. I don't feel like we could put a price on that. You know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff is priceless. The right people in your life are priceless, man. And yeah, so that's one of the beliefs of everything that we do, is just, if I don't know something, I know somebody who does. You know what I mean?
Man, that's a great quality to have, dude, because I know people that hide their phones. They sleep with their
Huh?
phones in their pocket. They won't put it down. Like, a lot
True.
of people are that way in this music industry, man. So salute to you. And that's the way
That's
you gotta be,
It's
Heaven.
an endless debate, bro. It's an endless debate between people. They're like, why are you sharing contacts? They're like, now everybody's gonna have the same quality you have. And I'm like, good, bro. Now we can all enjoy each other's shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Why would I want you to fail if I'm trying to work with you? Like, if you're
true.
struggling on a fucking sidewalk somewhere and I'm trying to get a show from you next week, that don't make no sense. I'm gonna
Yeah,
make sure you're comfortable before this damn show happens. You know what
true.
I mean? Like, we got to make this shit. That's the type of person I am, bro. You know what I mean? That's why I always keep extra t-shirts in the trunk. I see someone needs a t-shirt, they're gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like seeing somebody looking like they need a shirt or some shit like that because I've been poor as fuck. So
Facts. Facts, bro. And again, those humble beginnings taught us a lot, bro. And now that we're in positions to win, we can put others in positions to win. And a lot of times it doesn't even take much of an effort, bro. Like, again, you hit me up and you're like, yo, I'm gonna be in Vegas next week. Hook me up with a promoter. I'm like, here's a phone number. Click of a button. You got everything that I have in that area. You know what I mean? Click of a button. So I take full advantage of that. I make sure to use social media to its its fullest. Like when COVID happened and we were all stuck inside, I started doing the Blunt Ed interviews and the Med Talk music reviews just on Instagram Live, man. Just nothing but my phone. Over 200 episodes of interviews with boxers, artists, business owners, fucking brewers, even college kids who were trying to figure their lives out. Like it was just a entire segment just to share knowledge. Again, I don't like to call it a podcast. I don't like to call it a radio thing or a interview platform. It was literally just honest conversations. And again, anybody, we all have the same tool in our hands right now. We are all using a phone or computer to
Yeah.
watch this, stream this, talk on this. And everybody out there right now that is tuned in or, you know, has access to the same technology, the same information, the same um, views on life. Like we all have, when a show happens in a city, we're all able to go to that show. We're all able to soak up the same game so easily. And it's dope, bro. It's just
Yeah,
dope.
me and you got to come up with some sort of app, dog, where we could have a connection for like a network for hip hop, where if you are in a city, you could hit that number or that line on that app and contact
Mm-hmm.
us immediately. That's fucking. I was just thinking of some shit for that fucking, with these damn guns getting into the schools and shit. Like
All right.
we should have a fucking app. It should be up to these major companies like Apple or somebody to put a fucking chip in a phone where it should alert within 20-mile radius if a gun's near you. You know what I mean? Like we should lock
Mm-hmm.
this bitch down the perimeters. You know what I mean? If it's within distance of our iPhones, because I know when I talk near my iPhone, I get fucking applications. Like I could say, oh, I could talk to my girl about Jeffy O, and I could look on Google and Jeffy O will be there. It
Mm-hmm.
hears you talking.
Yeah.
Little ads will pop up when I'm like, oh shit, I need to be working out. All of a sudden, I'll see a workout video on the fucking phone.
Mm-hmm.
It hears you talking, so they already have these chips in here that could connect to all this shit. So why there shouldn't be no more shootings at schools. There shouldn't be nothing like that. There shouldn't be artists struggling in the streets. There shouldn't be no our OGs shouldn't be hurting for features or doing fucking shows. You know what I mean? Like we should have health. It should be a union app, like for hip hop union, like a
Mm.
whole boom where we're all connected. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yo, and again, that's a great fucking concept. Uh, my bad. That's a great concept to touch base on simply because we are so advanced with technology now, man. And you know what's crazy? Like in our age range, we got to see it all, bro. We got to see life before the internet, life with the internet. Like, bro, I'm old enough to remember the Atari. You remember the Atari?
Yeah, I
Like the
remember.
first video with fucking like ping pong shit. You know what I mean? Like to see where video games are now. Like, bro, you feel like you're in the game now. Um,
Get the AR.
Technology, exactly, and the NFT community, everything that's coming out. Like our technology is so far advanced. Like, I mean, say it about music all the time. I'm like the person who figures out the next form of how we ingest music is gonna be a fucking millionaire because we've seen fucking 8-track, cassettes, vinyl, CDs, fucking now we're in the music streaming era. Fucking like what's next? You know what I mean? Like what comes after this? Like things constantly evolve. So yeah, we can apply that logic to anything in the world, especially how crazy the world is now, bro. It's such a weird time because I used to feel like there was happy and sad and then something in the middle, like where you're just, you know, I'm not happy, I'm not sad, but I'm living life. I'm content, you know what I mean? But these days I feel like there's just one or the other, bro, and you can never guess it. And again, it's one of my reasons for being genuine and just kind to people because you never know what people are going through. Um, and it's a very rough time, bro. It's devastating, dog. What's going on in the fucking world right now? And I try to avoid politics and things of that nature, but there's an answer out there. And I don't know if it's in the form of technology, just for safety measures. I don't know if it's in the form of just readjusting as people, trying to find our compassion again. But there's an answer out there somewhere, and we need to be open-minded to it all.
Yeah, there's too much. Like you said, there's too much technology not to. Like we could click on our phones and talk to each other from. You could be in Amsterdam. You know what I mean? Like we were just talking about how I have to wear fucking contacts and shit like that because I have bad eyes. Why don't they just give us free LASIK surgery so we don't aren't disabled? That's like a disability having bad eyes. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like, shit, you got this LASIK surgery over here in the fucking place. Why not help me get my eyes back and we could all live happy again? You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to do that for you.
now we can try to capitalize on everything, bro. America's one giant business, and
Right.
it sucks because as people, we are people. We're never gonna see the business side of things when it comes to our well-being. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it creates this constant void. But even as a business owner, you kind of have a broader aspect, and you'd be like, okay, I get it. Like they got a tax for this. Okay, I get it. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense. Why we put a price tag on again things like your health, your fucking vision, bro. Like that's crazy. They try to sell you on the American dream, but they're like, but seeing it is on you. You know what I mean? Here's the American dream, but you can't see it because we ain't gonna help you with your eyes.
If you have anything left over after that motherfucking $2,500 rent,
Right?
you can maybe eat something.
Right?
I've been
Fucking
worried
hell.
about this shit because the future is getting crazy, dog. Like they're already coming out with those damn goggles where people are gonna be stuck in those goggles all day long, having a great
Uh,
world, and then they're gonna take off their goggles and then they come back to this fucking miserable world. And I think suicide and murder is gonna go up like triple because they're gonna be so miserable being back in this fucked up world from being in that glorious world for so long.
hmm. Hey, that's
Everything's
a thought for sure.
everything's perfect in here, but when you take off those glasses, you're gonna go back to the real world, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
back to depression. It's gonna triple back to the pills, back to the medication. It's gonna
Yeah.
get horrible, dude. Like I think I don't know what if it's gonna be good or bad yet. I'm still kind of.
Yeah.
Or are people gonna see a brighter picture inside of this new world? I'm not sure.
Who's to say, bro? And like, it's crazy. It's like I think people are gonna start exploring more fetishes and shit. They're already talking about like the gloves for like the meta world, that you can actually start to feel stuff. So it's gonna get to a point where, you know what I mean? We'll start with gloves. Next thing you know, we have a full suit where we can not only dive into these worlds via these goggles, but we can actually feel what's going on. We can actually, you know what I mean? Completely live in these worlds. And who I don't know, bro. I think people are gonna start getting into some weird shit as always. Like we're a funny generation too, bro. We're not only gonna make a Facebook app, but we're gonna add the poke button because we know it's gonna weird people out. Like nobody thought that was a good feature. They put that on there for entertainment, share entertainment. Like, hey, go annoy your homie. Like
That shit was weird as fuck. Well, Mama Debbie says she's sending you prayers when she pokes you. What the fuck? You be praying too much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I think we'll get into some weird shit with technology. I think, but who knows? Who knows where we're going with that? Again, I feel like the next person who figures out the next big thing is gonna be a fucking millionaire, though.
yeah, many more millionaires to come. I hope my son's one of them. I hope he invents something so we could all enjoy a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Right. These NFTs are gonna start coming to life. That's what I'm predicting, bro. Like, you know how we started shit off with like the Tupac hologram and all that? Like, I think the NFT world is somehow gonna bleed into that, but on a more realistic scale. So that is something that I see coming, bro. And then like the next 10 years, watch. We're gonna have like you're gonna be able to pull a hologram up in your house and have the NFT world fucking do all the art for it. I feel like that's where we're headed.
the fucking money grip voodoo gang voodoo. Yeah,
Mhm.
they just told me they were like we were talking last night. You can fucking try on gear at your house, chilling, putting on gear before you go to the shop and try it on and shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, they got the furniture apps. You seen like the furniture apps where you can like hold your camera towards your house and like pick like a certain couch and you're like, this is how this couch would look in my house.
Right.
Like it's fucking wild, bro.
That
So
also real
who's to say what we'll do with it? Because right now the young generation is coming in the shit and they wild, bro. Like in a good way. Like I love that kids create such funny content on TikTok and I love that make memes and things like that. Like I love the internet sense of humor that these kids have. So imagine them as business owners and putting that creativity to something that is essential in our world. Like, bro, I would love the DMV a lot more if it was entertaining there. Like, I'll wait in line all day if you fucking, add a bar, fucking add something here. Like, but I think with the young generation having such a funny sense of humor, I think stuff like that is gonna end up happening, bro. And we're already seeing it. Seeing like fucking weed drive-throughs and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
We're gonna
it's
go
gonna.
back on this interview and we're gonna be like, man, remember that shit? Hey, look at this shit happening now, motherfucking. You got NR AR at the fucking DMV and shit. You don't gotta. I don't even want to
Bro,
leave this bitch.
right? You don't even have to be there no more. You just send like your hologram. Like this is gonna be crazy, bro. And I think with the again our generation and younger, I feel like we're gonna be the ones to do it. I
Right.
think we're gonna add a new twist to the world, but I feel like that's needed. I feel like we have a lot of pressure added to us by our older generations, and I'm sure our older generation can say the same about their older generation. You get a lot of pressure from your elders
Yes, sir.
when you're told your entire life how society's supposed to be, how things are supposed to work. Da, da, da. There's good and bads in there, you know what I mean? um but like I feel like we were always missing like an entertaining aspect, bro. Life is too short, we need to learn to enjoy ourselves. So with the younger generation coming in, I feel like they're going to create a whole new light of how people can enjoy themselves as well as stuff that's essential, man. Because we are the generations that care about the environment and care about human rights and equality and progressive changes. And it's a good thing, bro. We need that creative twist. So
Most definitely. I see it with my kids, man. Like they have a whole different mind state than me. Uh,
uh-huh.
my good homie's friend, my homie's kids, same way. They don't even think the way he thinks. So it's good, man. I see a good change coming in the future. You know what I mean? Maybe when all these old presidents are gone, we'll have a young person that grew up and became old from a good generation, and then
Mm,
he'll make the country a little bit better. You know what I mean?
true that. And yeah, man. I feel like life has been stressful for all of us trying to figure out just basic survival, man. Again, they don't teach you how to pay bills and do your taxes in school. They don't teach you things like this. So you kind of get pushed out into the world, and we see a lot of pressure with like young adults. But I don't want to be cliche and say like pressure build diamonds, but it's kind of true. A lot of these cats find their creative nature because they had to find something a little more uh funny, a little more entertaining, a little more, you know what I mean? Um, it's how people found music, how they found writing, how they found fucking shooting videos, doing all this. They young adults, man. I'd say from like the age of 14 to like let's say 27, bro. And I mean continues to go, but like this is like every day there's another kid coming up with a new idea
Right.
and going, hey yo, I'm gonna create this video. Hey yo, I'm gonna start this brand. Hey yo, I'm gonna, and we need to encourage that. And we're starting to see more of it, bro. Again, like at one point it felt like when you would go to a city, let's just say fucking Oxnard, for example, there was only one person throwing shows. So
Yeah.
if you wanted hip hop, you had to go to this club this night, you know. But nowadays it's like you can find that shit 7 days a week. You could find shows 7 days a week, bro. Like if you never wanted to stop doing shows, bro, you could find after hour spots and all that. And if you can't, you can create. It's easy to get in somewhere and create that. Um, but all the shit's available to you. And you can find it out in the matter of fucking minutes. You have your phone in your hands, you know? So encouraging creativity, encouraging people to use technology to their liking and create things on here. Um, just encouraging people to be themselves, man. Like we don't see enough of that, or you could never see enough of that. We do see it, but you could never see enough of that. So jumping in and giving these kids that leverage, bro, because we didn't have it, bro, and we shouldn't punish the kids because we didn't have something. They have it. They
Yeah.
have it, bro. Let's teach them to use it, bro. Learn it with them. fucking grow with the times, bro. Like, I don't care if you're 80 years old, bro. You should learn how to use Instagram, bro. If you're gonna be on here, learn to use this shit. Cause
For real.
you ever get a message from somebody else's grandma and they're like, "Baby, how you been?" And you're like, "You, I'm not your grandkid. Like, you got the wrong account, you know."
I
But
hear you, man. Fuck. Teach the kids, man. You are a mentor.
yeah,
You're more than a promoter, dog. I underestimated you. You are a mentor. You're somebody that's teaching the people around you, and you're a chief of the tribe.
uh, I'm a, I am one contributing factor. If I could call myself anything, I'm a contributor because I feel like I couldn't do this shit without everything else going on around me. Again, we have a lot of mutuals. Crazy, that's a small fucking world, but we have a lot of mutuals that we didn't even know about till we had this conversation. Um, that being said, we have a lot of the same knowledge and
Mhm.
just the platforms to use it, bro. We need to pitch this shit on and pitch this shit off and get it to the right people because they're gonna be the ones that change the game for their generation. We're gonna make our impacts in our time. They're gonna make theirs and theirs, their kids, so on and so forth. Um, so it's more than planting a seed, bro. It's making sure these seeds get delivered um consistently.
Well, you met the right person. I love turning dreams into reality, man. I see you talking
Facts.
about other people. You know, you're not a self person. You're about others. You have artists. Anyone you want to bring on my platform, you find talent out there, send them my way, bro. You know what I
I
mean?
got you.
Let's get them on there. You know what I mean? Let's talk about their story. Anything you need, I'm here for you, man. I don't want it just to be this podcast. You could always hit me up
Oh,
and let's make some shit happen.
oh, I know it, bro. And again, we're very fortunate enough to know some very iconic names in the game to people who just started not too long ago and everywhere in between. So us having that access to people with years of experience to people who have fucking minutes of experience can all be utilized. You know what I mean? So I would love to start sending people your way. Again, because these are the contacts people need to have, bro. Like I can't call it, bro. There's just people in the scene that have this aura to them. You know what I mean? Where you just they catch your radar either via social media, in person, whatever. Like they have something about them, and you're like, I don't know what it is, but like I need you in my corner, or I need to at least like we should know each other by now. You know what I mean? That is just that's the beauty of this game, bro. It's so dope. Like I came in this shit as a fan. I'm gonna leave as a fan. You know what I mean? So when I see dope platforms pop up, I get so fucking hyped on this shit, dog. Like I can't, bro. It's dope, man. I try to find ways to incorporate people into everything. So even at a lot of these shows, you'll see like a vendor village of like people with all different kinds of booths, all the way down to um, the art scene, people doing the live painting, fucking food trucks, fucking barber expos, like random shit, bro. Like whatever you can throw into a show, I feel like there's a place for it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Those are the people I love. The struggle, man.
But
That's what I'm trying to get on my platform is the struggle. People that are going through it, that have seen failure, that have seen success, and that are just
oh,
happy being the good person that they become from it all. You know,
true, true. And
I, I've been on a couch sleeping at the homie's pad with fucking 10 albums on my fucking belt. You know what I mean? Like, damn, what do I do, dog? You know what I mean? To where I'm fucking, and now I'm in a 2-story pad with a family, like now I'm like, I know what to do, dog. So it's like you could be wrong and you could be right. Um, but at the end, we all end up in the same circle because, like you said, we have the same knowledge, same connections. Uh,
mm,
Shit, we probably have the same phone numbers in our phones, bro.
facts, bro.
You know what I mean?
Um, and again, I don't think younger artists understand that. All the scenes in California are somewhat connected. There's a link between every different little place that is actively throwing shows or actively producing music, active, you know what I mean? Um, so it's crazy when like I tell artists, I'm like, yo, when you go to a show in LA, make sure you um hold some kind of standard for yourself, getting good with the promoters because these promoters know promoters. You know what I mean? these artists know artists, these producers know producers. Like we all build our circle of people that are like-minded. So again, if you go to a show and you're like, yo, I like fucking Big Silence's set, um, understand that in within his circle, there's artists just like him that have similar sounds, that have similar, grinds, visuals, like that you can also connect with. You know what I mean? It's like you grow with the circle, bro. You grow with your circle, and we all share that. So that's one thing I always say: be mindful, because you never know who somebody knows. You know what somebody can do for you, what you can do for them. Again, don't go into this expecting things from people, but go in there earning, bro. Go earn some stripes with people. You gotta get in good with them, put the time in, and show them why you're valuable to them, and vice versa.
Most definitely, especially with the shows, man.
Hmm.
Everyone's valuable. You go into a show to get on stage to perform. There's something valuable about you. You
Yeah.
know, even if you're just starting, you have a goal and you're setting it. You got to where you needed to be that night.
Hmm.
And salute to the people that stay and watch these people and
Facts.
and support them and shake hands afterwards, because that's the most important part, is shaking their hands and finding out who they are, getting their
Yeah.
number. Go have lunch. What happened to having lunch with people and really having a talk? You know what I mean? Like, that's the most important part. I feel like when I have those lunches, some of the best things happen.
True. True.
Yeah.
That is facts, bro. Being present can lead to a lot of things. And you know who's a good example who you need to get on your show actually? The homie MC Wicks out of Fresno. This cat, mind you, I book him avidly. Like we especially over the last couple of years have done a lot of events together, But there's times where he just shows up and he's there at the right time. Perfect example, we did an event with Sugar Free back in March, and Wix just so happened to show up, music in hand. Um, Long story short, we ended up with like about a extra 30 minutes of time, and homie just ended up going up, rocking a full set, kicking freestyles with the homies, bro. He won over the event as far as like opening acts went, and that's just one example. I could tell you a million stories about that, exactly that, from this guy. He is a prime example of showing up and being present and networking, making sure you talk to everybody, make your rounds. Like, you are there for a reason, bro. You have a gift and you are trying to show people this gift. You know what I mean? So show it, bro, and show it in your fashion, bro. Only you can tell your story. Only you can display your presentability, man.
Yep.
Marketing teams are useful, bro. They definitely are. But at the end of the day, you are your creative director, bro.
Hey, shout out to Sugar Free, man. That's a good motherfucker
Hey.
right there. I love Sugar Free, man. I functions with him so much times, though. Like, first time I met Sugar Free was backstage at the E42 short, big ass weed festival,
Hmm.
and I shot him my album. And the next morning, he gave me a call like 7 in the morning, dog. Like, hey, because I had my phone number inside the CD. He's all, how do you know Rapper Forte? He's all, that's my cousin. And I was like, what the? I knew it was Sugar Free. I could hear it in his voice. And I told him, man, that's your cousin. He's like, yeah. He's like, that song bangs. He's like, that was what's up. So he's one of those people that'll call you and say your shit's dope, dog. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And he's also one of the people that'll wear a fucking unicorn rainbow suit and come walk off stage and shake the Bishop Don Magic wonton and go viral.
Right.
Me, so salute
Yeah,
to
bro. But
motherfucker Sugar Free out of P Town, man.
there you go. But yeah, bro. Again, that's the cool thing about California, bro, is we we is I'm not gonna say we're older generation, but we're kind of in the middle, you know what I mean? Have a certain level of understanding from the OG's perspective down to the young bucks, and it gives us this advantage. But to see people like, again, a Sugar Free, he's somebody who was really good at staying relevant with the young crowd. You go to a Sugar Free show, it's not just the older crowd that grew up on the shit. Their kids are now bumping this shit.
Right.
They're you know what I mean? Like, he
Generationally good music. It lasted
facts.
forever.
Like, think like Snoop Dogg, for example. Like, bro,
The
that
dog,
shit was around when we were children, bro. Like, we were kids when Doggy Style came out and all these classic records came out. Like, we were just getting into our bag at that point. We were probably what, around like 10 to 15 at that time.
He said the bag literally like my backpack bag. Like I was going
Yeah.
to school getting ready. I wasn't even fucking doing nothing. When I was listening to Snoop Dogg shit, I think I just started selling dope. I think I was a little kid, man.
You know what I'm saying? And but he's also a great example because he's relevant with the young kids, man. Like, and he didn't do that just with music. Like, this fool took on everything. Like, homie had a cooking show with Martha Stewart. He fucking, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Ended up buying Death Row, which was a huge move. And I think shit like that is amazing because not because of what it could potentially do as a company, like that's all dope. But what I think it did is it re-sparked more relevancy under all these artists, bro. Like fucking Dog Pound, they're up. Their sales are up, bro. Everything is up. Fucking Lady of Rage, everybody they've been fucking with as of lately that is on the roster currently. It gave them more shine, bro. And I think that's dope because I think G Funk and a lot of the sounds of that like those labels like that were banging out um is an important part of our history in California. That's one of the things that I'm like I never want to see die out. Like all the cool other sounds that are coming out from trap music to even like the boom bap stuff and all these the variety of sounds that we have at our disposal these days is dope. But G Funk is like part of our DNA, bro. This is like this shit was it sparked it for all of us. The DJ Quicks, bro, the MC8s, the Rapping Fortes, the Drew Downs, RBL posses, the Tupacs, the Easy E's, the NWAs. Like this is part of our DNA, bro.
Yes, sir.
Even if you make a completely different sound, the way you talk, the slang you use, like you still bring that old flavor, the part that makes California California. Um, and you put it into your music. It shows, bro. Great example, not just in sound, but in the way we dress, the way we talk, like the flavor that we got here. Um, I lived in Louisiana for a couple years. I was always like the sore thumb out because I didn't dress the way they dress down there. I don't talk the way they talk down there. I would walk into a store and people would be like, "Where you from?" And not like a California where you from, but like
Yes,
genuinely
sir.
curious. Like you're not from here. Like where are you from? They're like, I'm from Cali, and they're like, I could tell. You know what I mean? Like didn't even have to say a word, bro. Just the way we walk, talk, like they know the flavor, bro. Like we are in one of the states that is possibly fucking responsible for 90% of trends. You know what I mean?
Mm.
90% of slangs, 90% of everything. Like we have a flavor here. And people can see it. People can feel it. So I don't ever want us to lose the essence and whether that being with the sounds, the traditional sounds, like I want to see growth in them. I would love to see G Funk trap beats or something. You know what I mean? I would love to see them go to a different direction, but maintain that essence. Like I fuck with it, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. I got a G Funk artist getting on here on what is it, Friday or Saturday?
Oh,
Namek.
where?
Yeah, Big Namek, man. He's getting on here Friday. He's putting out G Funk music, man. And
Namek?
yeah,
Hey, bro. Airliner days. Homie was there.
you know what I mean? He's been around. Me and him backyard ciphers back in the San Gabriel Valley. I've been down with this guy since John. We are the youngest artists out the SGV to really make it with ourselves. You know what I mean? And
That's
that's one of
that's
the reasons I fuck with homie.
again another great person for you young artists to look into because the way that he carries himself and the way that you know what I mean. I gotta shout him out. One, bro, I'm a fucking Raider fan, but the marketing that he did within the Raiders shit was always fucking dope to me. He made a record video, fucking he goes to all the Raider super shows. Like he's known within the Raider fan community. And that's a good fucking example of attacking markets that one match your interest already catered to what it is you do. But being able to pick up these different scenes because Namek will do the Raider Superfan shows, and then he'll go to a Project Bloat event. Then he'll go to again a backyard cipher, anywhere, bro. Like you, homie just works, dog, and he's a great example, bro.
Yeah, you gotta let. I'm getting the heavy hitters on here, man. Every other day, I'm trying to get. I can't even go on vacation, man. I'm booked for the rest of the year. You know,
Yeah.
tell everyone like, "Fuck, I want to travel with you, dog. Where you going? Tell Fashawn, hit me up." Nah.
That's-
How did you get in the mix with Fashawn? That's a Bay Area legend right there, man. He's been working with 40 Watt everyone, man.
yeah.
He's been doing it.
Yeah, bro. Shit. Shout out to my dude Roxy from Stone's Throw. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Oxnard history, but we have our set legends from the Mad Libs to again the Onos, the Loop Packs, the et cetera, et cetera. But some of our OGs are still out here killing it, man. And I connected with the homie Roxy the other day, and we kind of laid out a whole thing. Um, just talking about artists that we were into and who we could see kind of correlating like a little tour with, and Fashawn came up and it was just like a no brainer, bro. It was like, oh dog, like that's exactly who when I'm saying like when you use these platforms to highlight people who deserve it, that's exactly somebody that I wouldn't mind putting my time into teaching the younger generation about. That's somebody I wouldn't mind kind of traveling and seeing how different scenes uh, gravitate towards their work. Like again, like I said, I'm a fan first, so when I do stuff these days, I work with who I want to work with. You know what I mean? A lot of the times I don't check the DMs. A lot of the times I'm like, I'll get you. Respond to the DMs when we do the platform shows where it calls for it. But for the most part, I'm like, you know what? I see a venue and I'm like, yo, how dope would it be to bring fucking Reverie here? How dope would it be to bring a fucking Self Provoked here? How dope would it be to fucking, you know what I mean? And that's just how it's been moving, man. Again, I'm a fan of what I do, so I give it a genuine effort because it is what I want to be doing. You know what I mean? I have a thing. I won't throw a show that I wouldn't go to myself.
Sick.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great way to look at it, bro. If I wouldn't want to be there, why would anybody else want to be there? You know what I'm saying? Like so creating an environment where you know the shit from a fan's standpoint. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, you ever been at a show and you're like, damn, bro, I wish they had one more bartender. You keep that kind of stuff in mind, bro. So when you do this shit, you're like, yo, I'm gonna make sure I have an extra bartender because ain't nobody gonna be sitting around in this one line waiting for one bartender to serve a million people. Like at that point, people start leaving. They're like, we're gonna go to a place where we can drink, or we're gonna hit the liquor store next door. And that's just one example, but you know what I'm saying.
No, we were just speaking on this. That
But
is a
creating
key.
an environment, bro, like being a fan of the shit, dog, and you should do that with everything you do. Like let's be real. Do you ever go back and listen to old podcasts you did?
Uh, I do when I share them, but but not the way I've been moving. I've been moving so fast, you know what I mean? Like
Uh,
I haven't had a chance to, but I need to. I actually
but
was thinking about reposting some shit that from old shows, but yeah, not like that.
yeah, it's like I know people do this. They'll post something in like their Instagram story and they'll go back and they'll watch their own story. You know what I mean? Same could be said about podcasts. A lot of podcasters will go back like, oh, yo, I did a podcast with fucking, I don't know, Tumex. Like, I'm gonna go back and rewatch that.
Or
It's
or find a highlight or something, you know.
yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find a little clip, so I gotta scroll through it and you start re-listening to it and you're like, yo, this conversation was fucking ill. Um, but you do that kind of stuff with everything you do. Like give you like if you wouldn't want to be there, if you want to re-listen to this later or add a replay value or whatever, like why like who else is gonna like it? You know what I mean? Like I said, we are consumers, bro. We were born in a world where we know what kind of clothes we like, we know what kind of style we like, we know what how we ingest music or watch movies or you know what I mean? Like think about that kind of stuff, bro. Like people on Fire Sticks now. You want to get somebody to watch a movie? Get it on Fire Stick. How are you gonna do that? Link up with one of these apps. You know what I mean? But if that's your direction, hone in on that shit.
And you gotta have balls, you know what I mean? You gotta really believe in yourself because I could say, okay, I could watch this shit. I love this shit, but I
Mm-hmm.
at the same time in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't think everyone's gonna feel the same way as me. You know what I mean? You got to really make people believe what you believe to really want to do it. Like I said, like I
Yeah.
really I put my time into this shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna analyze certain interviews. I'm gonna break them down. I do that, dog. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
it's really to get those people to follow you and really want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And even if it's 5 to 6 people, dog, you know what I mean? Like it don't matter. Those are good people, and those are the ones that you want by you. Those are the people you want actually at that venue telling you, "Yo, bro, the fucking bathroom door is fucked up right there." You know what I mean? Little shit. Like we need to make sure that's closed for the ladies. You know what I mean? Like little shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And again, you learn, bro, because especially when it comes to something again like a platform that requires a lot of attention to detail, like throwing a show. I think a lot of people think it's just showing up and rapping, but bro, there's a whole live sound aspect, a whole stage management aspect, a whole booking aspect, contracts, making sure you have a team that's all doing their job. Because, but California, just on security, it's like 1 to 2 security guards per 100 people. You know what I mean? So you need a whole staff for people's protection, for um, again, the bar areas, the whatever your event entails. You know what I mean? From decor to fucking the setup and breakdown. You know what I mean? It requires a lot of attention to detail. Um, and it gets stressful, man. It gets stressful, but we need to also keep this shit in mind when going about. I love that. Like, you know what's crazy? When I started throwing shows, it was at a point where I would throw an event, and at the end of the night, it's just me and my team having to clean up and break down this, that, and third. It's at a point now where it's such a community feel to where at the end of the night, when you go to break down and shit, there's a whole community of people who are like, yo, let us clean for you, let us this for you, let us that for you. And not for anything in return. They're just legit like, yo, we are a scene. We do this shit together. And I think that's fucking dope, bro. I think that is the most like honorable shit. Like when motherfuckers take pride in their scene and they understand that like, yo, if you make it, we make it. If you kick a door open, I'm that's help for me. It's not a flex. It's a fucking pathway that I can take.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we grow with the community, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that I see a lot more of that these days of people wanting to be involved, people wanting to contribute, people wanting to help and maintain that essence is just fucking dope, bro. It's dope. I think we're in a great time for our creative space. The creative space is in the perfect place it needs to be. Everything's gradually growing. I wish some of these media sites didn't focus so much on, like the headlines and shit, the fucking the just craziness of the scene, like what celebrities are doing and things like that. Like the gossip rags, not really helpful for the scene. But everything else is just it's pure, bro. It's pure. The podcast content that's coming out, amazing, dog. And bro, you have so many different ones to check out. You know what I mean? It's all available, man. And yeah, we need to take the time to really expand on what it is that we want to do, man. Like get into the finest of the details, bro. Don't just do the surface level stuff. If you make music, bro, go learn how the studio works. You don't have to be an engineer, but go learn how this shit works because music is a fucking language. How are you going to be able to tell an engineer what it is you want if you can't even explain what a snare is? You know what I mean? Like you need to know this stuff because it's a language, bro. It's a fucking language.
I don't know if snare should be in a music studio yet. You should at least studying YouTube, playing something, you know what I mean? I really think people need to do their history before they jump into something, dog. Like you can't just you can't just say, hey, I'm gonna be a rapper because I'm a Drake. I want you to go be a fan of hip hop before you become a fan of Drake. Because how did Drake get into hip hop? You gotta really study who's Drake's favorite rapper. I mean, or who's somebody's favorite rapper. Anybody in this game has a favorite. They start somebody that they admired or somebody that taught them. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's all about studying. Education is key to this life. I feel anything you do. You know what I mean? and networking is really big. Um, you could be, I know dumb motherfuckers that can network and make millions. You know what I mean? So I guess an educated person that networks can really do a big dog. You know what I mean? I think what you have right now, like I didn't know Oxnard was even popping like this. G.
Yeah.
I really needed you to get on here and tell me that because now I'm ready to go to Oxnard and rock the crowd, and I'm ready to network with people, and I'm ready to get them on my show because this is important. You know what I mean? You got a tight network. I didn't know this shit was going down up there.
Yeah, bro.
You know
It's
what I mean?
wild, dog. It's again, like we all have our things in our cities to be proud of now, man. And again,
Yes.
I think it's so dope that we're so tight knit around, especially in Southern Cali. I can speak on Southern Cali because this is where I do most of my business and networking. But again, like when I'm in Dago, I know who to call. When I'm in fucking Anaheim, I know who to call. When I'm in LA, I know who to call. Fucking Ontario, San Bernardino, fucking Vegas, like everything within this whole little bubble of different scenes that aren't too far from each other. Like we uh we definitely have the potential to fucking help each other out, and in most cases we do, bro. Like we take and give to each other, and it's fucking dope, bro. So I want to see a lot more of that, a lot more people bouncing around and not only getting introduced to their hometowns, but becoming a familiar in a town and in other cities as well.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So, anyone want to give a shout out to for tonight or anything like that, or is it just you tonight?
Said anyone I want to give a shout out to?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, shout out to my son Milo. Shout out to baby mama for being one of the coolest women I know. Shout out to the entire team. Everybody who's ever given me a fucking chance. Again, I think the way you carry yourself gets you just as many opportunities as your resume ever will. And it's dope to know that I have people that see the vision, support it, give it a a level of respect enough for me to be able to survive off this, man. Again, I've been doing it for 12 years. We actually celebrated our 12 year on the 23rd of this month. 12 years of the Gutted Cigar, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you, bro.
I got it. That's 12 years in the
But
game. 12 years in the
yeah, bro. Too many shows, too many tours to count. Again, I was able to see 26 states in the country via music, bro. Shared
Wow.
stages with fucking heroes, bro. Made a lot of heroes my peers. Did a lot of good for the community, addressed things that needed to be addressed, and brought people together that needed to be together, bro. Because I've seen some of the most beautiful collaborations stem from somebody meeting at one of my shows.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't directly involved in them linking, I saw them link before my eyes and they created the next big thing, all because we got people in the same fucking room. Um, Beefs were squashed. Love was planted, and the dynamic changed, bro. And the crazy part about it is the more I pay attention, I'm looking at all these other cities and I'm like, yo, their story is the same. It's different, but the same. The vibe out there is like this right now because the story is it's similar, bro. Every scene has a similar story, and that story at one point is nobody wanting to work with each other. Nobody, everybody thinking that somebody had beef with them because they're like, he doesn't support me, and then you run into him in person and realize he had no idea who you were, bro, or he felt the same about you, so he was standoffish, or whatever the case may be. But once those fucking those guards are down, bro, some of the dopest shit fucking happens, and we're seeing that a lot more, dog, a lot more. The again, gossip rags are always gonna highlight the beefs and like the fucking cheese man, all the shit going on in the scene, but the scene in real life, when you look at it and you see the things going on, bro, it's just so fucking raw, dog. Like it's so not like raw dog, but it's raw, comma dog.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that, but we're seeing this shit in real time and really getting to absorb and kind of change and better our fucking scenes together, bro. It's fucking I don't know. I could write a book on this shit, bro, and I probably should, bro. But the things that I see that stem from what it is we do is the best part. It's sometimes it's better than what you did. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, um, I have a formula I use for shows where I'm like, I like to book an older act with a younger act because they all have different demographics. I like to bring those demographics together to show both of them. Like you get a history lesson. Like um, the young kids get a history lesson getting to mingle with some of the OGs and people before their time, whereas the OGs get a lesson on how to cater to these young kids and how to bridge that gap and widen their sounds or widen their marketing. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like that formula has just been proven to work effectively, man. I like to include as many women on the lineup as I can because I don't feel like there's enough spotlight on like the queens in the game. So that is something that we're avid about. Again, we do the women empowerment thing and give them platforms to speak their piece as well. So there's just a lot of different formulas for the way I set a lineup. And there's just, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's open to the universe. Like we just did our Friendly Fire event, which is a concert for the Lighter Shade of Brown show. So instead of putting people on pre-sale tickets or anything like that, we did a live event where they got to come out, perform, have judges, like a judging panel, critique their performance. They won fucking show slots, money, uh, radio interviews. Like we're just kind of like giving that stuff back. The resources that we have, we're linking up with and just passing them on. So there's lessons for the young and for the older crowds to really soak up from each other. And it's proven to be effective, man. I see everybody doing it now too. Shout out to my dude 60 East, the founder of the Happiness and Pursuit Festival in Ontario. This is one of the dopest festivals I've seen as far as independent music in California goes, but it's legit. Homie created this festival. It's an independent hip hop festival, but everybody he gets involved in the shows are all promoters from all the different regions. So he'll bring us out from the 805. He'll bring out Platform Collection from San Diego. He'll bring out fucking who like Showcase 626. He'll bring out fucking King of the Dot. He'll bring out but in summary, Brick to Your Face, No James and them. Um, he brings all these people together and have them run this festival. So the festival itself is dope. The lineups are always fucking crazy. We've been able to work with like Sick Jack and Merce, Havoc from Mob Deep, Conway and Benny the Butcher. Too many big names to act via this festival. But the real beauty of this is the fact that the people there all do this shit in their own cities. The people working the event are all the people that you should probably be plugged in with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the local artists benefit so much from having a home for that. And the homie 60 East like hit that shit on the fucking head, bro. Like he just really did this. Their number 5 is coming up in October and they're getting ready to announce the lineups soon. But like, yeah, bro, what homie created is what we all think, the things we want to do, the things we want to do when we're building a scene, when we're like, hey, one day I want to get everybody together where there's no bullshit, there's no this, it's just all for the love of hip hop. That fool did that. He did that, man, and it's all Southern California involved, and he's flying people out again from big names to local acts to again, they have the live graffiti, the vendor village, food trucks, fucking just the whole nine. But um, that shit is dope to see, man. And
That's huge, man.
that's what we try to encourage, bro. That's what we try to encourage. And when we see stuff like that, it's important to jump behind it, bro.
Right.
Like even if they don't need you, bro. Even if they're like, hey, bro, like we good on the staff, but like thank you for the support. Stay behind it because there was a reason it there was a reason you gravitated towards it from the beginning. Um, and even without your involvement, it doesn't make it any less dope. You know what I mean? So support, support, get involved if possible, but support most importantly, bro. Tell people where the shows are at. Somebody hits you up, they're like, yo, bro, what's the movie tonight? And you're like, I'm just chilling at the crib tonight watching movies. But yo, hit up the spot because this, link with my man over here. Hey, the homegirl got you on this. Like, link people up, bro. Link people up, dog. Again, there's too many people out there to overlook anybody. You know what I mean? So link up the right people, let them uh expand their fucking worlds too.
Yeah, especially if you ain't doing shit. Fuck, you shoot some love. You know what I mean? Fuck,
I'm saying, bro.
plug a homie in. But I appreciate you for getting on the podcast tonight, man, and I appreciate chopping it up with you. You're a very knowledgeable human being. Your charisma is through the roof.
Appreciate that.
Uh, I feel whatever you put your hands on, it'll turn to gold. With that type of energy and that type of love behind hip hop, man, I think hip hop's going in a good direction as well. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of faith in this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I lost a little bit of faith in hip hop due to like bad people, dog. But if there's still good people like you out in the world, we got a chance.
Hey, that's fucking a huge compliment, but likewise, bro. Again, we all contribute to this culture. This culture don't belong to none of us. We just contributors to keep it alive and breathing. And we're doing a great job, man. From the young bucks to the cats who paved the way, you know what I mean? Everything in the middle, man. Like we all play an important role in the scene, and we'll see it. We'll see it again. I'm excited about the future because we talk technology, we talk creativeness, we talk having a love for this shit and passing on fucking knowledge, bro. Four key elements, bro.
Sheesh.
Like we could talk more, dog. We've talked Gigi. Shout out to Gigi.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. Shout out to Heavenly for linking us, man, because
Yeah,
you're a good person, dog, and I'm glad we know each other now. Because if you ever need anything, I'm here, man. San Gabriel Valley representative. Like you said, San Diego as well. I got the Indian reservations out there. We could get some shit popping out on the res. You
hey, that's
know,
dope.
so let's make it happen, my brother.
Hey, but yeah, shout out to Heavenly and shout out to your boy, fucking Jaren, man. That's probably the most hyped I was because Heavenly mentioned that earlier when we were setting up the interview. She was like, "Yeah, our son does all our graphics and flyers, and you know what I mean." And like,
made
I'm like,
this hoodie for me right here. He even made this chain. I mean, it's a Native American chain, dog. He
"Oh, what?
draws all my characters. This shit's got characters going down the sleeves on it. Like,
Hey, bro, you know what's crazy, bro? Like you live in what I was preaching earlier, dog, about like passing on the knowledge and encouraging people to do what they love, bro. That's so dope that you got the whole family involved and y'all just killing it, man. That's bro, you are genuinely blessed and I hope you are reminded of that like
thank you.
daily.
Yeah, well, that's a good reminder. It's not daily, but they show me love, man. These kids love me, and my wife loves me. We got a good thing going here. Um,
Beautiful.
I really appreciate you, my brother. Like I said, you ever need any promo, even if it's on a fly, like one night, you know what I mean? Like, hey, dog, I need a little quick 30-minute interview for this artist. He's got a show coming up. Hey, hit me up, man. Let's get it.
That's love, bro. That's love. We'll definitely be back on the platform. This is dope. But again, thank you so much, brother. And let's
And if
work.
NFTs, you need drawings, Jaren's always ready to work, man. You know what I mean?
There
So
you go.
let me know, dog. I appreciate you. Have a good night, all right?
Likewise, bro.
Peace.
Peace, peace.